Let's go. Welcome back, sun, day, night. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday night. I'm gonna pull up a chessboard and play some 5-minute blitz. Let's go. And we have the bishops opening by white. Going after the pawn. Knight defends the pawn. I'm gonna bring out my bishop. Sometimes there could be pressure on this f2, but I don't go for this, especially not with black pieces, unless the opponent really allows it or is asking for it. Castle. Always useful keeping the bishop off of g5. No pin. Okay, now I'd like to develop my queen side. Start with a knight. But quickly looking, is there any good reason to play this t6 and t5? Opponent's king is still in the center, but will likely castle on the next move. This seems natural, but all of a sudden I'm thinking about this and this. I'm gonna go for this. It's different. Always fun to play different stuff. Be moving here. Well, bishop's got to go back. Now I can bring the knight here. This is defended twice. My opponent castles. Defending this a third time. Developing. And now, can we play this? The idea of maybe, or at least getting my opponent to think, yeah, my opponent thinks that I was going to sack there, so steps the king forward. Defending. This just feels good. My opponent has this inactive rook. Can I just attack? Or maybe step the king over onto this dark square with the idea of bringing a rook to the g file in anticipation of opening up the g file. Yeah, I think this is the way. And I think there's some idea behind if your opponent can waste time moving the king, then so can you. Go. So this, to prepare this g5. Okay, this is very clear what my opponent is up to. So if I play here, I feel like you can just stack and end up with the queen here. But the knight's always coming back to defend, so this is okay. Pre-moving here. I think after lining up these pieces, I think they'll likely go for the sack. Again, pre-moving here. At least burn a bunch of time thinking about it. My opponent is up a full minute. So my opponent decides not to go for the sack. I'm just gonna press on. Opponent can grab this pawn now. I'm going after the knight. What's going on here? What's this knight doing? I'm definitely gonna grab here. I'm gonna grab here, going after the rook. Rook is going to slide over, I'm sure, or king takes, or knight takes. Knight goes back, knight takes. Only my bishop and queen were in the reverse order. The bishop here, or the queen here and the bishop here. But I can go after this. Check. It goes after the bishop. Obviously, I can't take though. Can I play this first? But then the bishop just runs. So first is check, and then here, but then the bishop still runs. But where's the bishop going? Likely coming here. Okay, I'll go after the bishop anyways. So my king has very little pawn cover. This pawn isn't doing too much to protect my king. My opponent's king is a little safer, but maybe I can get control of this h-file. I'd love for my queen to somehow even land here, the thread here. Yeah, to that end, yeah, gonna play here. Queen's gonna slide over with this obvious threat. Down on time. But I still have a good chunk of time here. Almost 2 full minutes. So I can ignore this loose bishop because this is threatening mate. Let's go. And you can't interpose with the bishop, I just take. And you can't just push the pawn to try to create some lift for the king, because the knight covers the square. But what you have to do is move the rook over. I get this check. King comes here. I don't have a check here because the knight defends. It looks scary, but I think this is the way to play, and I think black is not getting mated right away. But I feel I do have enough pressure here and enough pieces invited to this party to get a winning advantage here. And meanwhile, this rook is still not playing, and this bishop's not the greatest. So you can take with the knight or the rook. I'm going to take with the rook. And this knight is actually loose too, because this pawn is pinned. I can somehow maybe rook here, threatening to take here. Okay, I can just say, "What's up, queen?" There are no checks, no useful checks. There's a check. This is not a useful check. Queen's gonna drop back to one of these 2 squares. Let's go. Okay, so I don't have a check here. However, check here, only move knight takes, and then mate right here. But this is a nice little way to end the game. Forcing move with the rook check, sacrificing the rook, and then mate here. Very nice. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you next time. Cheers.